Hey.
United 2, Everton 2 is how it finished in that tie. This one, Bruno Fernandes had to say after the game he's not happy. We didn't want to finish this way. Our performance wasn't the best and we were a little bit lazy today. We want to avoid that because with laziness, you can pay at any moment. Hopefully, we can add one or two more players.
What?
Robbo, what do you make of a teammate coming out and saying that we need more players?
As long as he was talking about himself as well, he's talking about a we rather than they. He's the skipper. He's the person that can be truthful. Sometimes the truth doesn't always help the team. We heard the manager last season keep telling the truth. They were a poor side and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. It didn't inspire them. I'm not sure that Bruno Fernandes is inspiring the other players at the moment by calling them lazy and saying that we need to be better. They obviously need to be better. They've needed to be better for 2 or 3 years. At the moment, Manchester United need every confidence they can muster. They've got to get players playing at their very best. They've got to get the best out of the 2 new players that come in. They've got to get the best out of every player that's at Manchester United. And they're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to be disciplined. They're going to have to take on board what the manager wants. But I can't see it's going to help Manchester United too much by Bruno Fernandes calling the players lazy in the last pre-season game.
Isn't this what we've been calling for, Stevie? Someone to be a leader within the dressing room, to take that responsibility, to tell these players, to shape them, to get them back into some sort of a gear?
Yes, but you just said it, in the dressing room.
Right.
Not in public, not in the media. Absolutely not. You know, when you're a player and you're asked, whether you're a senior player, the captain or whatever, when you're asked about signings or bringing players in, you don't even answer. It's nothing to do with you. You just bat it away. So no criticism in the media by anybody to their own players or any part of the club is acceptable. If you've got a problem, if you've got something to say, then you do it inside the dressing room or in the appropriate place, the boardroom, whatever it may be. But you don't do it in the media. It's 100% a no-no.
I'm willing to accept, barely, but I'm willing to accept that Bruno Fernandes is in a position in which he can address the performance of the team and say, we were lazy today. Fine. That's your assessment of the game. That's your evaluation of the game. So be it. But when you take it as far as we need 1 or more 2 players or whatever the amount of players that they need, now you're taking on a role that is not your responsibility. Now you're taking on a role of somebody who apparently has all the answers as to what's wrong with this club and do what I tell you, and we're going to move forward and we're actually going to do the things that we need to do and be successful because I came up with these thoughts and these ideas. That's when he's crossing a line, in my estimation. Look, you want to assess the team, evaluate the team, and say you were lazy? Well, so be it. But those players that you're referring to as lazy, quote unquote, and then those players that you're suggesting need to be substituted by the 1 or 2 players that need to be signed, those are the guys that you need to be talking to, not to us to tell you that we need more help. I think we can all understand that they need help, but it's not his place to be doing that.
Taking a look at its final comment, of course, that 1 or 2 players are needed, Gab. Sesko. Why don't you make that noise?
Because we've been talking about Benjamin Sesko far too long.
Apparently has shown willing to go to Newcastle and Manchester United, Gab.
Yeah, I think he's kind of been at Leipzig long enough, and that's kind of his view, and he feels he's ready for the next step. And when you get such a veiled endorsement from Manchester United. The director of football, head of recruitment, Bruno Fernandes. No, I'm kidding. This is what they're working on. They're talking about some sort of swap deal involving Rasmus Højlund. I won't bore you by bringing up amortization again, but I think it's difficult for United because they're going to take a hit on this unless they can, really get a high valuation for Højlund in this deal, which then creates issues for Sesko the other way. I think Leipzig would take Højlund as kind of like a reclamation project. The thing about Sesko is he has this incredible skill set where he's tall, but he's also very athletic, and technically he's good. He's coming off a nightmare season. Can he lead the line on his own as a young player, at Old Trafford in a team that needs to bounce back? I don't know. It's a big ask. He would need a lot of support from the players around him, and of course from his coach. But clearly he's an upgrade over what they have.
Robbo, as painful as your knee surgery's been, it can't have been as painful as talking about Benjamin Sesko as we had for the last month. Are you surprised that a player of his quality is getting this much attention?
A little bit. I mean, he's a good player, and Gav just said he's got all the attributes to be an excellent player. But at the moment, he's not an excellent player. He's a good player. So I'm surprised that so many people have been interested in him. You know, he did score goals last year. He led the line quite well, but he often had other players in good support of him. I don't think, and Gab's question was, would he be good enough for Manchester United to lead the line and take all the responsibility? I would say probably not. So it wouldn't be I don't think it'd be an absolutely great signing for Manchester United if they got him.